In the world of economics, two thinkers stand as towering figures whose ideas have shaped the modern world. Adam Smith, the father of capitalism, and Karl Marx, the revolutionary critic of capitalism. Today, we're diving into their philosophies, exploring their contrasting views on how economies should function and the role of human labor in creating wealth. Let's begin with Adam Smith. Born in 1723, Smith was a Scottish philosopher and economist who is best known for his work, The Wealth of Nations, published in 1776. This book laid the foundation for modern capitalism by presenting the idea that free markets driven by individual self-interest can lead to the efficient allocation of resources and overall economic prosperity. At the core of Smith's theory is the concept of the invisible hand. According to Smith, when individuals pursue their own economic self-interest, they unintentionally contribute to the greater good of society. This idea championed the notion that the best way to achieve national wealth was not through government control, but through individual liberty and economic activities. Smith also emphasized the role of labor in creating wealth. For him, the division of labor was key. By specializing in tasks, workers become more efficient, increasing productivity, and ultimately raising the wealth of a nation. This was a radical departure from earlier mercantilist ideas, which focused on hoarding wealth through trade surpluses. In Smith's view, the wealth of a nation wasn't simply measured by its gold reserves, but by its ability to produce goods and services, what he called the real wealth of a nation. Now let's turn to Karl Marx. Born in 1818 in Germany, Marx was an economist, philosopher, and revolutionary who took a radically different view of capitalism. In his works, including Das Kapital and the Communist Manifesto, Marx argued that capitalism is inherently exploitative, designed to benefit the wealthy capitalists at the expense of the working class. Where Smith saw the division of labor as a source of productivity, Marx saw it as a mechanism of alienation. He believed that under capitalism, workers become disconnected from the products they create, from their fellow workers, and from their own humanity. For Marx, labor is the source of all value, but the capitalist system allows the owners of production to exploit that labor for profit. Central to Marx's theory is the idea of class struggle. Marx argued that society is divided into two main classes: the bourgeoisie, or capitalists, who own the means of production, and the proletariat, or working class, who sell their labor for wages. Marx believed that the interests of these two classes are fundamentally opposed. The bourgeoisie profits by paying workers less than the value of what they produce, creating surplus value, which is the source of capitalist profits. Marx predicted that this exploitation would eventually lead to revolution. As capitalism advanced, the working class would become more aware of their oppression and unite to overthrow the capitalist system, leading to a classless, communist society, where the means of production would be collectively owned. Let's compare the key ideas of these two thinkers. Role of markets as per Smith. Markets should be free, guided by self-interest. According to Marx, markets are controlled by capitalists and are tools for exploitation. According to Smith, labor creates wealth through productivity and specialization. As per Marx, labor is exploited under capitalism, with workers alienated from the fruits of their labor. According to Smith, government's role should be minimal, only ensuring the rule of law and protecting property rights. According to Marx, the government under capitalism serves the bourgeoisie. It should be overthrown to create a classless society. While Smith believed in the power of markets to generate wealth and improve society, Marx saw capitalism as a system of inherent inequality and oppression, where the majority suffer while a small minority prospers. Today, Adam Smith's ideas form the backbone of free market capitalism, which has spread globally, creating vast wealth but also significant inequality. On the other hand, Marx's critique of capitalism inspired revolutions and movements across the 20th century, influencing the development of socialist and communist regimes in countries like the Soviet Union, China, and Cuba. However, the 21st century presents a complex reality. While capitalism has brought unprecedented innovation and economic growth, Marx's warnings about inequality and exploitation continue to resonate in today's world, where wealth disparities are at record levels. So, Which thinker was right? Adam Smith, with his belief in the power of free markets and individual enterprise, or Karl Marx, who foresaw the inevitable collapse of capitalism due to its internal contradictions? The truth lies somewhere in between. As the world grapples with economic inequality, environmental degradation, and political instability, the ideas of both men continue to shape how we think about the future of our economies and societies. Who do you think had a better vision for the future? Let us know in the comments below.